Now you've had a few days to watch her. Would you agree with that? Or do you still think that these were all hires because of a mindset?
Well, when you get hired and then you say, I can't tell you what percentage it is for me to increase the DEI levels of hires of firefighters to be women because I think it's too low right now, you don't make any sense to me. That you lose credibility when you speak that language, the language of somebody you hire as an executive.
Patrick Bet-David goes on the Piers Morgan show to talk about the recent DEI fires and the insurance company mess here in California. Piers Morgan does try to defend one of these DEI hires just a little bit, but PBD isn't having it, and he keeps the common sense in the show. Let's see how this goes down.
ASAP. One was the LA Department of Water and Power CEO, Christina Crowley, the first LGBTQ fire chief, Christina Kepner, the first lesbian assistant chief, LAFD, Christine Larson, LAFD's first Black Lesbian Equity Bureau chief. Now, when you lay it out like that, it looks like DEI gone nuts. I have to say in her defense that Christina Crowley, I think, has actually performed quite well. I'd be more impressed by her than I certainly have by Newsom or by Karen Bass. I mean, now you've had a few days to watch her. Would you agree with that? Or do you still think that these were all hires because of a mindset?
Well, when you get hired and then you say, I can't tell you what percentage it is for me to increase the DEI levels of hires of firefighters to be women because I think it's too low right now, you don't make any sense to me. That you lose credibility when you speak that language, the language of somebody you hire as an executive. And I've hired many where you're paying them a multi six-figure salary to solve a problem. I'm not expecting that person to come and tell me and say, I'm going to hire more white male than ever before. I'm going to hire more people from Jersey than ever before. I'm going to hire more female than ever before. An investor, a CEO is going to sit there and say, I'm sorry, I don't care where they're from. Just get somebody that can do the job the right way. Leadership isn't about what skin color you hire. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, 29, 68, 53, 8-year degree, 4-year degree. Do you get the job done on a timely manner, extremely urgent, and are you somebody that's anticipating a future crisis from taking place and you're getting ahead of it with 5, 10, 15 ways of looking at saying, if this happens, we're going to do this. If this happens, we're going to do this. We have this ready for this. We're using these resources for this. We're producing these cameras because out of the last 200 fires that were started, 68% of them were started here. So we're spending $800 million of putting camera in these areas to see the movements of the fire getting started, to be able to prompt and give us an alert. Give me some of those things as a problem solver. If you're doing that, I honestly don't care if you're straight, gay, lesbian. I have no interest in any of that stuff. But if we're hiring you and you're talking about you want to increase diversity, that's not your job. Your job is to protect the families in the state of California, in LA, minimize these fires. And quite frankly, they failed royally, Piers.
What's going to happen, Patty? I mean, you're the best person to ask about this, the insurance element of this. We know that insurance companies began...
If you enjoy content like this, subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell. Let's continue.
...moving cover for a lot of people before these fires because they said that their companies would simply not be viable if they didn't. We obviously know that after all this, two things are going to happen. One is that premiums are going to go through the roof for everyone who's got an existing fire policy. But secondly, I would imagine that the insurance companies in relation to fire cover in LA, they're all going to run a mile, aren't they? I mean, if they were already doing that before this, who's going to want to insure anyone against fire in Los Angeles? And even if they do, who can afford it?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. When we started, you said something at the beginning. You said California's preventing insurance companies from banning, from canceling their insurance protection in the state of California. Fortune's article says California bans insurance cancellation in LA fire-affected areas. You don't get to determine that. That's not how business works. There's the right to represent customers that you want. You ever gone to a restaurant and it says, we have the right to refuse. We have the right to refuse. You have the right to refuse. Yeah, you could be offended by it, but you have the right to refuse. Let me give you an interesting story. I bought a boat here in Florida 4 years ago. My insurance company, Chubb, said you need to have a captain on it because you're not a captain. You've never had a boat before this size. I said, no problem. One day my captain's not available. I decide to take the boat out myself. Would you like me to take a boat out where you're insuring, and if I crash it, would you like to protect that boat knowing a person who is not a qualified captain is willing to go out there? Would you like to put that risk on the captain itself, myself, without any insurance? Piers, what would you and I do with somebody like that?
Right. Obviously,
You wouldn't insure him.
Yeah.
So guess what happened 2 days later? I got a letter from Chubb with my picture on it saying, we noticed you posted this and there was no captain there.
Wow.
Because of that, we're dropping your insurance policy.
Wow.
And it was an Instagram video that they showed proof, and they were right. I lost my policy with Chubb. You know what happened when they did that? I wasn't offended by it. They're right. I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I've been in the insurance industry now for almost 25 years.
Dang, PBD's insurance company just sending a picture of him and going, we caught you in 4K. We caught you in 4K driving your own boat, bro. But when it comes to the insurance stuff, the Democrats have ruined the insurance here in California because, see, now that you're forcing insurance companies to cover, to not cancel policies in fire-affected areas, what you're then going to do is you're going to make it cost more. Because if they're like, well, if we can't cancel it, well, we're just going to drive the prices up, it's going to affect affordability anyway. And this is nothing new. Like here in California, like I've seen many stories from people's, like, you know, on Facebook or something, in groups that I'm a part of in my like local hometown and stuff. You know, I'll see stories about, oh, you know, my insurance just canceled me and blah, 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 blah. My insurance just dropped me. Is anyone else recommend another company and stuff? Like I see it all the time. I see it all the time where insurance companies are dropping people. And then with my home insurance policy, I know it's gone up significantly every year. And the Democrat solution, instead of trying to fix the errors that they've caused, trying to fix the mess that they made, their solution is just to force the companies to not cancel or to put a cap on their prices or whatnot. Their solution is just to meddle in with these businesses more, which actually causes more harm to the consumers, because we're the ones who are going to have to pay for it. Because then or the insurance companies, like, and it also hurts the companies, because either the companies, they lose business, or they go under, or they move their companies out of California. Like, this is what people are talking about when they want to talk about government and how government sucks, and how when government meddles in everything, it ruins things. It absolutely does, and this is proof of it right here. PBD is absolutely correct, but what did you guys think of this clip? Sound off in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel, click that notification bell too, smash that like button, and if you do enjoy today's clip, if you want to see more of Piers or Patrick Bet David, I got more goodies for you on the screen to click on and enjoy.